Welcome to multiplying mixed numbers. So sometimes you might see a word problem like this. 1/3 of a 1 1/4 acre park has been set aside as a dog park. Find the number of acres that are used as a dog park. So notice that 1/3 is written here in words. That doesn't change anything. It's still a fraction. So we have 1/3 of, remember of is just a multiplication sign, of a 1 1/4 acre park. So we talked the other day about how we want to change our mixed numbers to fractions greater than 1. So we're going to leave 1/3 the way it is. It's perfect and fine and a regular fraction. So we are going to keep 1/3, and then we are changing 1 1/4 to an improper fraction or a fraction greater than 1. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and then I have the same denominator, 5/4. So now I have 1/3 times 5/4. I am simply going to multiply my numerators straight across and then multiply my denominators straight across. So 1 times 5 is 5, and 3 times 4 is 12. And now I have to think to myself if there's anything I can do to simplify this fraction. First of all, my numerator is smaller than my denominator, so I do not need to divide my numerator by my denominator. And if I think about my factors of 5, my factors of 5 are 1 and 5. And neither of those numbers go into, well, 5 does not go into 12. My factors of 12 are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. They have nothing in common. So it is simplified, 5/12. In this one, I'm coming back for just a second, that I had 1/3 times 1 1/4, and I ended up with an answer that was smaller than 1 1/4 because I was multiplying by a fraction. So here's an example. Now here I have a whole number times a mixed number. So here I'm multiplying by 12. Is my answer going to be more or less than 2 1/6? It's going to be more. And if you look, I'm multiplying the whole numbers 12 times 2. My answer is going to have to be at least 24. I'm multiplying 12 times 2 and 1/6. So my answer is going to be more than 24. So I need, because I'm multiplying by a whole number, I'm going to put the 12 over a 1 because that means 12. And I am going to change my mixed number into an improper fraction or a fraction greater than 1. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13, and I have my same denominator. So I have bigger numbers here to deal with. I have to multiply 12 times 13 and 1 times 6. 1 times 6 is 6, and 12 times 13, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3. Hold my spot. Six plus 0 is 6, 3 plus 2 is 5, and 156. Now this is indeed a fraction greater than 1. I cannot leave it like that. I am going to divide 156 by 6. 6 goes into 1, not at all. 6 goes into 15, 2 times. 6 times 2 is 12. Now I subtract. 15 minus 12 is 3, and I bring down my 6. 6 goes into 36, 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36, and my remainder is 0. That's awesome. That means it went in evenly, and my answer is 26. is an example of 16 times 4 1/8. Again, I am going to put 16 over 1. And then 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33. 33/8. Remember that these problems simply require perseverance. You have to keep working. 8 times 1 is 8, and 16 times 33. So I'm going to do that down here. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. Because I'm multiplying by the exact same digit, I'm going to get 48 again. 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 528. 528 divided by 8. Well, I'm going to need to divide that. 8 does not go into 5. 8 goes into 52. 6 times. 8 times 6 is 48. When I subtract, I get 4. When I bring down my 8, 8 goes into 48 6 times, and that's going to leave me again with a remainder of 0, and I get the answer of 66. So 16 times 4 1/8 is 66. Now I have two mixed numbers times each other. So I'm going to change both of those into improper fractions, or fractions that are greater than 1. 3 times 1 is 3, 4, 5 thirds, times 5 times 3 is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 fifths. Let's make things easier on ourselves, why don't we? I can cross cancel and make these both ones. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1 times 19 is 19, and 3 times 1 is 3. Now I have 19 divided by 3. 3 times 19, 3 goes into 19, I'm sorry, 6 times. I get 18. I subtract, I get 1, 6 1/3. Now, I could have multiplied by 5 and multiplied by 5, and in the end I would have had to have divided by 5. So I just saved myself a step. All right, here we have, again, two mixed numbers. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 5 halves. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 6 fifths. I can do a lot of cross-canceling and save myself a lot of trouble here. And I'm going to do it both ways so that you can see it. So I'll do it the regular way first. 5 times 6 is 30. 2 times 5 is 10. And 30 divided by 10, actually because these are easy numbers, it doesn't save me a ton of trouble, but is 3. Or I could have said, 5 and 5 divided by 5 are both 1. And I can divide 2 and 6 both by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And 1 times 3 would have been 3. And 1 times 1 is 1. And 3 over 1 is 3. So see how that works? (12 3/4) times 2 2/3. 4 times 12 is 48. 49, 50, 51 fourths. Times 2 2/3. 3 times 2 is 6. 7, 8, 8 thirds. Now, I know that I can cross cancel. This way and this way. So, I can divide both 4 and 8 by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And I know that I can divide both of these by 3 because 5 plus 1 is 6. And I say 6 when I count by 3s. So let's check. 3, into 51. It goes in 17 times. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 51 divided by 3 is 17. 17 times 2 is 34 over 1. So my answer is 34. Okay, so maybe you don't like cross-canceling. I don't personally know why that would be, but let me get rid of all of this that we just did and show you the other way. Oh, I got rid of a lot. Okay, so you had 48, 49, 50, 51. 48, 49, 50, 51 fourths. And we had 3 times 2 is 6, 7, 8 thirds. This is why I like cross-canceling. 51 times 8. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 408. 4 times 3 is 12. So now I have to divide 408 by 12. 12 goes into 43 times. 3 times 12 is 36. When I subtract, I get 4, and I bring down my 8. 12 goes into 48 4 times. And when I'm done, I still get that same answer. Either way is fine. All right, here is your homework. Pause it and have some fun. Thanks.